today's Toy Spot, continuing along with my reviews of the DC Universe Gotham City 5-pack, we're going to be having a look at Catwoman. Catwoman, I'll say right off the bat, Catwoman was the least interesting figure I wanted from this set. Now that I've actually got this set and I've got the Catwoman out, my opinion has not changed. This figure has many problems, certainly many problems, overall. First and foremost, I'll say right off the bat, I don't like the color scheme on this Catwoman. It's a purple, it's like a metallic purple kind of, and I don't know, it doesn't work for me. It certainly doesn't work for me. When I look at this color, I automatically think of the 80s Catwoman with the long hair, and I mean, this figure definitely is not that Catwoman. That Catwoman, if you really want a Catwoman from that time period, stay away from this Catwoman, and you want to get the Nightfall DC Direct Catwoman, which is a gorgeous figure. And I've actually done a review of her if you wanted to see her. Plug. But needless to say, it's not a great figure. At least it's fixed some of the problems that I had with the other initial Catwoman that this figure is a repaint from. I'll just move this aside. Put the Catwoman here, and I'll bring in that other Catwoman, which I think right off the bat you can see. Hopefully she stands all right. I think right off the bat you can see that she is a much stronger looking figure, color-wise and everything else. Yes, it's more the black. This one certainly is a lot brighter, but I think comic-wise, this one is much more accurate to the comic books. I do like this Catwoman. Now the problem I have with this Catwoman, and this figure is a ticking time bomb for broken parts on this figure. I mean, this figure, guaranteed you're going to break apart off one of these figures. The one problem I have with this Catwoman, oh, I can even feel it now. J-Train 997 did a review of this Catwoman, and the thing that I worry about the most is the one thing that happened to him. This joint right here, and I'll show you on the original Catwoman, this bicep joint right here, I don't know if it's sitting on like just a pin, because it seems like it's going to break at any moment. And even taking this figure out, it felt like it was going to snap right off. There's a joint, and I'm going to move her here. I'll just put her here so you can probably see a little bit better on this Catwoman. The shoulder joint here, first of all, you have to make sure you've lined it up. Initially, when I took her out of the package, this joint was sideways, and I started to bend the arm, and right off the bat I knew it was difficult and it was giving me problems. So I quickly looked and I noticed that the joint on the shoulders was in the wrong spot, and had I not looked a little closer and I just bent the arm, this pin that holds this bicep together is extremely flimsy, and I almost broke the arm right off, which actually happened to J-Train 997 with his Catwoman figure. The one thing at least that they did with this Catwoman is that they got rid of the backpack that was featured on this Catwoman. The only downside with it, granted you can take the backpack off, but I think you definitely need to when you start moving this shoulder joint, because I don't think I have that shoulder joint in the right spot. That, as you can see, her arm isn't down. And I'm not going to start fighting with it because I mean, you can see right there, it looks like it's going to come right off. And I'm hoping it's not. So that's why I haven't moved this arm at all on her. At least this Catwoman doesn't have that problem. But the bicep joint is still terrible on this figure. It just feels like there's nothing holding this arm on. And I would say be very careful. Whatever Catwoman figure you own, whether you own the original DC superheroes or you own the repaint from this set, very careful when it comes to this joint. And I can just tell that joint's going to break at some point. Oh, I'm so angry. This one isn't so bad, but I just know it's going to happen now that I've jinxed it. But as you can see, though, it is an exact repaint of the initial Catwoman. They've just recolored her this weird pink, purple, metallic color, and they've removed the backpack. She does, I'll move her out of the way, she does still include the whip, and in fact she is the only character in this set, the only figure in this set that actually includes an accessory. She holds the whip alright, if you want to say alright. I mean, you kind of have to put it in the hand and then just kind of pry the hand together to get her to hold it, but it doesn't sit well. I mean, you can pull the whip out pretty easy. The goggles, which I did mention in the original Catwoman video, the goggles you can remove, but the only downside to it is the fact, and I mentioned this with the other one too, so I hate to be repeating myself, but when you remove these goggles, the eyes are actually recessed in the shape of these goggles. So even though I'd prefer to have the goggles further up on her head and actually off her eyes, I would probably refrain from taking these off, because what you'll end up having is it'll look like her eyes have been pushed in and there's a cutout right around where the goggles sit in there. So that's a shame. It would have been nice if they just had glued the goggles over top of the face, so that if you had taken them off, you would have had still a smooth face and, you know, not that recessed area. Now in the way of her articulation, it is the same. She has the articulated head. She has the articulated shoulder. She has the bicep, which seems a little stronger on this figure than it did on the other one. She can bend at the elbows. You can rotate the wrist. You can bend her at the stomach area. You can swivel the waist. You can bend the leg out as well as front and back. You can rotate the thigh here. You can bend at the knee, and you can also bend at her very cool, very stylish boots. But there you go. Overall, it's not a great repaint on a figure that I already have problems with in the first place because of this joint here. And for that reason, I really can't give her any more than a 4, or maybe a 5 is being generous, but I'd probably give her about a 4. It's probably not a figure I'd put on display right off the bat. If I am going to put a Catwoman out, I'm going to put out the original black Catwoman. But I'm just so disappointed with this joint here. And for anyone that owns this Catwoman figure, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. It's these bicep joints. But in the way of the repaint, though, I would give her about a 4. So that wraps up this spot on the DC Universe Gotham 5 pack, and that was the repaint purple suited Catwoman. And with this, I'll wrap the video up here, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.